Dr. Phimister, what does it mean that the state and the church are both perfect societies, although one is subordinate to the other?
Pius XI defines a perfect society. It's not his idea, but he helpfully defines it as a society which possesses within itself all the necessary means to the attainment of its end. An imperfect society would be something like a golf club. The golf club can't operate without owning property, which has to be vindicated by courts that the golf club does not itself organise. It has to be able to buy golf clubs, I mean, the sense of the object, from somebody that sells them using a currency that the golf club itself does not issue. So it's not a perfect society because it doesn't contain within itself all the necessary means for the attainment of its end. So there are two perfect societies, the state or the temporal community, which contains within itself all the necessary means for the attainment of the end proportionate to man's nature, so the perfection of man just according to reason and nature, and the church, which contains within itself all the necessary means for the attainment of the unmediated intellectual apprehension of the divine essence, that is the beatific vision, the supernatural end of man. Now, the reason why, which of course is infinitely greater than the end merely proportionate to man's nature, but so that's one reason why the church is superior to the state, because it contains the means necessary to an infinitely greater end. But the other reason why it's superior is because one of the things you need in the state in order to attain to its end, in fact, the most important thing, is to worship God in the manner that God has appointed. Because if you do not enjoy the favour of the creator of the universe, then you will not attain to any end whatsoever. So the church, for its own to attain its own end, needs to have the state, in order to attain its own end, needs to have the church within it. Now the church bestows perfection on the state in that sense. So that's why Innocent III compares the relationship between the two to the relationship between the sun and the moon. He says, just as the moon derives its light from the sun, so too the royal power derives the splendour of its dignity from the pontifical authority, because it acquires its ability to attain its end from being lent the ability to worship God in an acceptable manner by the church. Whereas the church can be brutally persecuted by the state and enjoy no favour from it at all, and its members still attain to the beatific vision with no help from the state whatsoever.